To begin at the beginning, it is spring, moonless night in the small town, starless and Bible blank. The cobbled streets silent and the hunched quarters and the rabbit's wood limping invisible down to the slow black crow, black fishing boat bobbing sea. The houses are blind as moles, though moles see fine tonight in the snouting velvet dingles. Or blind as Captain Cat there in the muffled middle by the pump and the town clock, the shops in mourning, the welfare hall in widow's weeds, and all the people of the lulled and dumbfound town are sleeping now. Hush, the babies are sleeping. The farmers, the fishers, the tradesmen and the pensioners, cobbler, schoolteacher, postman and publican, the undertaker and the fancy woman, drunkard, dressmaker, preacher, policeman, the webfoot cockle women, and the tidy wives. Young girls lie bedded soft or glide in their dreams with rings and trousseau, brides maided by glowworms down the aisles of the organ, playing wood. The boys are dreaming wicked or of the bucking ranches of the night and the Jolly Roger'd sea. And the anthracite statues of the horses sleep in the fields and the cows in the byres, and the dogs in the wet-nosed yards, and the cats nap in the slant corners or lope sly, streaking and needling on the one cloud of the roofs. You can hear the dew falling and the hushed town breathing, only your eyes are unclosed to see the black and folded town fast and slow asleep. And you alone can hear the invisible star. The dark as before dawn, minutely dew-gazed stir of the black dab-filled sea where the Arethusa, the Curlew and the Skylark Zanzibar, Rhiannon, the Rover, the Cormorant and the Star of Wales tilt and ride. Listen. It is night moving in the street, the processional salt, slow musical wind in Coronation Street and Cockle Row. It is the grass growing on Lear Gibb Hill, dewfall, starfall, the sleep of birds in Milkwood. Listen. It is night in the chill, squat chapel, hymning in bonnet and brooch and bombazine black, butterfly choker and bootlace bow, coughing like nanny goats, sucking mintos, fort-winking hallelujah. Night in the Four Ale, quiet as a domino, in Ocky Milkman's lofts like a mouse with gloves, in Dye Bread's bakery flying like black flour. It is tonight in Donkey Street, trotting silent with seaweed on its hooves along the cockled cobbles, past curtain, fern pot, text and trinket, harmonium, holy dresser, watercolours done by hand, china dog, and rosy tin tea caddy. It is night neddying among the snuggeries of babies. Look, it is night dumbly, royally winding through the Coronation cherry trees, going through the graveyard of Bethesda, with winds gloved and folded and dew-doffed, tumbling by the sailors' arms. Time passes. Listen, time passes. Come closer now. Only you can hear the houses, sleeping in the streets in the slow, deep, salt and silent black bandaged night. Only you can see in the blinded bedrooms the corns and petticoats over the chairs, the jugs and basins, the glasses of tea. Thou shalt not on the wall and the yellowing dicky bird watching pictures of the dead. Only you can hear and see behind the eyes of the sleepers the movements and countries and mazes and colours and dismays and rainbows and tunes and wishes and flight and fall and despairs and big seas of their dreams. From where you are, you can hear their dreams. Hello. My name is Chris Quinlan. This is Impromptu TV, straight in your face, changing up things a little. And tonight is, of course, as I've just said, all about the poet, the doomed poet, Dylan Thomas. Dylan Marley Thomas, 27th of October 1914 to the 9th of November 1953, was a Welsh poet and writer whose works include the poems Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night and Death shall have no dominion, as well as the play for voices Under Milkwood. He also wrote stories and radio broadcasts such as A Child's Christmas in Wales and Portrait of the Artist as a Young Dog. He became widely popular in his lifetime and remained so after his death at the age of 39 in New York City. By then he had acquired a reputation which he had encouraged as a roistering, drunken and doomed poet. Dylan Thomas was born in Swansea in 1914, leaving school in 1932 to become a reporter for the South Wales Daily Post. A number of the some 200 poems he produced between 1931 and 1935 appeared in print while he was still a teenager, including one of his best known, And Death Shall Have No Dominion, the first he had published in May 1933 in a national journal. While living in London, Thomas met Quinlan McNamara. They married in 1937 and had 3 children, Llewellyn, Ernwy and Colm. He came to be appreciated as a popular poet during his lifetime, though he found earning a living as a writer difficult. He began augmenting his income with reading tours and radio broadcasts. His radio recordings for the BBC during the late 1940s brought him to a wider public's attention, and he was frequently featured by the BBC as an accessible voice of the literary scene. Thomas first travelled to the United States in the 1950s. His readings there brought him a degree of fame, while his erratic behaviour and drinking worsened. During his 4th trip to New York in 1953, Thomas became gravely ill and fell into a coma. He died on the 9th of November and his body was returned to Wales. On the 25th of November, he was interred at St Martin's Churchyard in Lahan, Carmarthenshire. Appraisals of Thomas's work have noted his original rhythmic and ingenious use of words and imagery. Further appraisals following on from new critical editions of his poems have sought to explore in more depth his unique modernistic poetic setting, aside the distracting legend of the doomed poet, and seeking thereby to emphasise his status as a major poet of the 20th century. Out of a war of wits, when folly of words was the world to me, and syllables fell hard as whips on an old wound, my brain came crying into the fresh light, called for confessor, but there was none to purge after the wits' fight, and I was struck dumb by the sun. Praise that my body be whole. I've limbs, not stumps after the hour of battle, for the body's brittle and the skin's white. Praise that only the wits are hurt after the wits fight. Overwhelmed by the sun, with a torn brain I stand beneath the clouds' confessional, but the hot beams rob me of speech. After the perils of friends' talk, reach asking arms up to the milky sky after a volley of questions and replies, like wit-hurt head for sun to sympathise, and the sun heals closing sore eyes. It is good that the sun shine, and after it has sun, the same moon, for out of a house of matchboard and stone, where men would argue till the stars be green, it is good to step onto the earth alone and be struck dumb, if only for a time. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men, who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned, too late, they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father. There on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. This is remembered when the hairs drop out. Love like a stone that struck and hurt, and promise in the night. When strewn around the eye's blind sight, this is remembered. The winey wood where a wild pig sprang on its mate. The smelling of roses, the first cigarette, the first womb. The brain is heir to the first attacking shot. You'll remember appendix, a souvenir glit, the preacher's buzz, communion blood, a promise to a mother, if you care to, a drunk and a head in the abbey. There's a text and photo, a garter, a drunk, and a fair face you half forgot. This is remembered when the veins are scrubby and the shell-holed gums no longer pink. What's not remembered is the way of walking. Wood and no trees where wooden scorpion measured its scales by sector. Dreams, gall and nectar. What's not remembered is half the mortal lecture. Who lectures but old God, a phantom rector, a walking Bible, printed polyglot. Half is forgotten since your mother's milking, and half the span of 70 years and 10. Wind and no noise, walk and no stepping, wood and no trees round half the rim of man. Remember sleep, half metaphrase the circus and catch death like a trick horse at your whip. Or sleep sector of your span, walk with no stepping and surprise the plan. The purpose shines along your trembling lip, that trembles with a snare. In the beginning was the word began. In sleep no clock or calendar could time. Half is remembered since your half hands knocking, and 10 pterodactyl fingers bored the womb.
A Grief Ago by Dylan Thomas. A grief ago, she who was, who I hold, the fats and flower, or waterland from the scythe-sided thorn. Hell, wind and sea, a stem cementing, wrestled up the tower, rose maiden male. Or mastered Venus through the paddler's ball, sailed up the sun. Who is my grief? A chrysalis unwrinkling on the iron, wrenched by my finger man the leaden bud. Shot through the leaf was who was folded on the rod, the Aaron rose cast to plague, the horn and ball of water on the frog, housed in the side. And she who lies, like Exodus, a chapter from the garden, brand of the lily's anger on her ring, tugged through the days, her ropes of heritage, the wars of pardon, on field and sand, the 12 triangles of the cherub wind, engraving, going. Who then is she? She holding me, the people's sea drives on her, drives out the father from the Caesared camp, the dens of shape all her whelps with the long voice of water, that she I have, the country hand at grave boxed into love. Rise before dark, the night is near, a nitrix shape that leaps her, time and acid. I tell her this before the sun cock cast. Her bone to fire, let her inhale her dead through seed and solid draw in their seas. So cross her hand with their grave gypsy eyes and close her fist.
The number you have dialed has been changed.
Foster the light. Foster the light, nor veil the man-shaped moon, nor weather winds that blow not down the bone, but strip the 12-winded marrow from his circle, master the night, nor serve the snowman's brain that shapes each bushy item of the air into a pole star pointed on an icicle. Murmur of spring, nor crush the cockerel's eggs, nor hammer back a season in the figs, but graft these 4-fruited ridings on your country. Farmer, in time of frost, the burning leagues by red-eyed orchards sow the seeds of snow. In your young years, the vegetable century. And father all, nor fail the fly lord's acre, nor sprout on owl seed like a goblin sucker, but rail with your wizard's ribs the heart-shaped planet of mortal voices to the ninny's choir. High Lord Esquire, speak up the singing cloud, and pluck a mandrake music from the marrow root. Roll unmanly over this turning tuft, O ring of seas, nor sorrow as I shift from all my mortal lovers with a starboard smile, nor when my love lies in the crossbone drift. Naked among the bow and arrows birds shall you turn clockwise on a tufted axle. Who gave these seas their colour in a shape, shaped my clay fellow and the heavens arc in time at flood filled with his coloured doubles. Oh, who is glory in the shapeless maps, now make the world of me as I have made a merry man-shape of your walking circle. How soon the servant's son, Sir Morrow Mark, can time unriddle and the cupboard stone. Fog has a bone, he'll trumpet into meat. Unshelve that all my gristles have a gown, and the naked egg stands straight. Sir Morrow at his sponge the wound records, the nurse of giants by the cut sea basin. Fog by his spring soaks up the sowing tides, tells you and you, my masters, as his strange man Morrow blows through food. All nerves to serve the sun, the right of light. A claw I question from the mouse's bone, the long-tailed stone. Trap I with coil and sheet, let the soil squeal. I am the biting man, and the velvet dead inch out. How soon my level, Lord? Sir Morrow stamps 2 heels of water on the floor of seed. Shall raise a lamp or spirit up a cloud, erect a walking centre in the shroud, invisible on the stump. A leg as long as trees, this inward Sir, Mr. and Master, darkness for his eyes, the wombed eye cries, and all sweet hell, deaf as an hour's ear, blasts back the trumpet voice.
And death shall have no dominion. Dead men naked they shall be one with the man in the wind and the west moon. When their bones are picked clean and the clean bones gone, they shall have stars at elbow and foot. Though they go mad, they shall be sane. Though they sink through the sea, they shall rise again. Though lovers be lost, love shall not, and death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. Under the windings of the sea, they lying long shall not die windily, twisting on racks when sinews give way, strapped to a wheel, yet they shall not break. Faith in their hands shall snap in two, and the unicorn evils run them through. Split all ends up, they shan't crack. And death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. No more may gulls cry at their ears, or waves break loud on the seashores. Where blew a flower may a flower no more lift its head to the blows of the rain, though they be mad and dead as nails. Heads of the characters hammers through daisies, break in the sun till the sun breaks down. And death shall have no dominion.
Should lanterns shine? Should lanterns shine, the holy face, caught in an octagon of unaccustomed light, would wither up, and any boy of love look twice before he fell from grace. The features in their private dark are formed of flesh, but let the false day come, and from her lips the faded pigments fall, the mummy cloths expose an ancient breast. I've been told to reason by the heart, but heart, like head, leads helplessly. I've been told to reason by the pulse, and when it quickens, alter the action's pace, till field and roof lie level and the same. So fast I move, defying time, the quiet gentleman whose beard wags in Egyptian wind. I have heard many years of telling, and many years should see some change. The ball I threw while playing in the park has not yet reached the ground.
The number you have dialed has been changed.